Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the official casting for Superman Legacy. We've got Superman and Lois in the new James Gunn film. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay guys, so finally the news has come out after weeks of casting, if not months. James Gunn has finally confirmed who his Superman Lois is going to be in the new DCEU film Superman Legacy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So it's been officially announced by Hollywood Reporter and confirmed by James Gunn that David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan will star in Superman Legacy as both Clark and Lois respectively. And so this news comes after all the auditions. The two of them actually tested separately with different partners, and so they were among 6 actors who were basically going for the lead roles in the film. Other actors including Nicholas Hoult was going for Superman and Emma Mackey was going for Lois, but he actually decided on going with David Corenswet, who many of you guys would have seen from House of Cards and more recently Hollywood. And Rachel Brosnahan is big. Obviously, you guys probably know her from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That show is really good and she is a great actor. Plus, she was also in House of Cards, so there is that link already there. And she's been in a bunch of films, like she's really good in The Courier if you guys have seen it. So overall, I have to say my instant reaction was, I'm really happy with this casting. Number one, David Corenswet looks the part. He looks like a Superman. He looks like Clark Kent. And if you've watched Hollywood, you know that he could probably play a really good Clark Kent. And if we look at recent Superman, I actually think Tyler Hoechlin is the best example of Clark and Superman and being the perfect balance. He's really nailed down the Clark Kent. You know, Clark is a nice guy. He is just an ordinary guy from Smallville who's actually super kind in real life, and he goes out as his alter ego as Superman and saves people. And he does that all while having a smile on his face. Obviously not in the life or death situations, but I think he's really cracked it, and so I think this is a really good casting for Superman and Clark specifically with David Corenswet. There's been a bunch of fan art which I'm going to be showcasing on the screen. I'll leave a link in the description below to all the artists who made the concepts, and he really looks the part. Like, he looks like Superman and he also looks like Clark Kent. In terms of Rachel Brosnahan, as I said, I'm a really big fan of her, and when all the casting rumors were being leaked online, as soon as I saw Rachel Brosnahan, I was like, this is Lois Lane. She's a great actor, she looks like a Lois Lane, and obviously she has a lot to live up to with Bitsy Tulloch being so good on Superman Lois, but I really think she is going to be the perfect Lois as well. And I have to say, although Amy Adams was pretty good as Lois, she's not your typical Lois Lane from the comics. Like, I never super got into her character like I've got into Bitsy Tulloch's character in Superman Lois. I feel like Rachel Brosnahan is just such a good actor that she's going to get into Lois and become that Lois that we've known from the comics, from different films in the past. Obviously, there's been many iterations of Lois Lane. And so I'm super excited about this casting. Let me know down in the comments below, what is your reaction? Were you hoping to see some of the other rumored actors to play Lois or Clark? Do you agree with me that they would be the perfect Clark and Lois? Obviously, it's going to be a while now until we actually get some good insights as to what type of Clark and Lois James Gunn is trying to have in Superman Legacy. But I'm sure we're going to get like an update in terms of when they're starting to film, because they have now officially finished casting for the leads. They're going to be casting Lex Luthor, they're going to be casting all these other characters that are rumored to be in the film. That's still an ongoing process, and obviously it takes a lot of time and effort in order to cast a film, but you can presume that maybe Superman Legacy is going to start filming sometime before the end of the year. I don't know exactly when, but it's currently scheduled with a release date of July 11th, 2025. So that's roughly in exactly 2 years. You know, we're at the end of June now, 2023. So with that in mind, obviously there's going to be a decent amount of pre-production that has gone into this already. There's going to be a lot of effort getting this actually off the ground and actually starting to film. We don't know how big a budget it's going to be. Is it going to be an insanely big Superman film, or are they going to keep it more low-key? But you would presume, since this is the start of the DCU, they're going to have like a mix of both. They don't want to go too big just to start off, but at the same time it is a Superman film and it has to be exciting, and I think James Gunn is going to smash it with this one. But don't be expecting any kind of inside looks as to what this film is going to look like. I don't think you're going to have set photos for quite a while as of right now, but obviously it's super exciting that this Superman film is going to be the first film produced under the DC Studios banner, and we could be getting a look at it sometime in the relatively near future. And obviously there is so much history to do with Superman and Lois, and as I've been reiterating throughout this entire video, I think Superman and Lois the TV show right now is one of the best examples of how to perfectly do Clark and Lois and Superman and Lois. So it's got that to live up to, and it also has years of history, especially fans are a big fan of Henry Cavill. He returned in Black Adam. Obviously fans were losing their minds when that happened, but it was announced that he wouldn't be coming back for quite a long time as of right now as Superman, because they were casting this new Superman for the new DCU, and so there's going to be a lot of expectations for David Corenswet to actually live up to Henry Cavill and the way that he played Superman in his films. Obviously his films weren't always super well regarded, but there is a huge fan base for him, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and everything that they did together. But honestly, I can't think of a better way to go into this new DC universe that they are building. Obviously there's been a lot of questions about that as well, like how many characters are we going to see from the past DCU? Is it going to be completely new? Well, James Gunn has answered and said pretty much it's going to be like some characters will be retained and some people are going to be recast. I don't know the situation in terms of the multiverse. Is this set on another Earth rather than the normal Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller Earth that we've been so used to since Zack Snyder kind of kicked it off with Man of Steel, and still even in The Flash recently? We're going back to those same moments that started that DCEU, and now we are trying to step forward into a completely new world. And I think the best way to go around that is actually go the multiverse direction. And you don't need to show the multiverse or anything, but just establish that this isn't that same Earth and this is a new universe, so we get to start afresh. And I think that is going to be very exciting for us, especially as Superman fans, because we haven't had a Superman film in quite a long time, even though we've been getting him on TV. And I think it's really good that Superman and Lois got a season 4, because in the meantime, whilst we're waiting to see Superman Legacy in 2025 summer, we're still going to be getting live action Superman content from a brilliant Superman. So it's not like we're going to be starving for Superman content. And as I said before, they're going to start filming this hopefully before the end of the year. And of course on my channel I'll be sure to break down anything that comes out. I'm super interested in all things Superman, all things Lois, all things DCU. But let's just quickly talk about the rest of the film. So it's rumored that they are casting the Authority right now. The Authority is going to have its own TV show, but they are rumored to be showing up in this Superman Legacy film. So supposedly we will hear about the casting to do with that sometime soon. Obviously they need to perfect that because they're going to have their own TV show, which is obviously a very big deal. Also, as I said earlier, they're casting Lex Luthor. I would presume he's the main villain of the film. Like, I'm not 100% certain on that, but they're really going to have to cast well, because even on Superman and Lois, they just introduced a new Lex Luthor, and he is unlike any other Lex Luthor we've seen before. He's extremely brutal. Now, I don't know if that's the way that James Gunn wants to take it with his DCU and the way that they portray Lex Luthor. Again, we don't know what type of Lex Luthor is this. Has he been around for a long time? Is he in prison? All these are very important factors as to the way that Lex Luthor turns out to be. So if he is cast as someone who is like a younger actor, there's been rumors out there that Nicholas Hoult has been screen testing not only as Superman but as Lex Luthor as well. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like that casting for Lex. I think we need someone a little bit older. We need someone who is a bit more disgruntled and actually looks like a threat, because I think the main problem with Zack Snyder's Lex Luthor, that being played by Jesse Eisenberg, he's not scary. He's got shaggy hair. That's not the Lex Luthor that we're used to, and I don't think that was the perfect casting. I think what they've done on Superman Lois is way better. I feel like you have to feel that Lex is an actual threat. It's not just he's super smart and he's going to find a way to outwit Superman, but that he could actually cause real damage based on the way that he is and the way that his mind thinks. And so he could go underground and work for years on a project to try and destroy Superman once and for all. You know, I feel like that is a factor that you need in terms of having a great villain. And so I think what I've seen so far on Superman Lois with their Lex Luthor, played by Michael Cudlitz, I'm really liking what we're seeing. And after this, I'm just thinking we really can't cast someone like Nicholas Hoult unless they're going to go absolutely unhinged. But obviously that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Obviously it's very different. Maybe you like John Cryer's Lex Luthor from Supergirl. He's awesome, but he's a very different, more playful type of Lex Luthor than the version we're seeing right now on Superman Lois, played by Michael Cudlitz. And so yeah, that's just one big role that they're going to have to cast, and clearly there could be another main villain in the film. We don't know. Obviously Lex is just always a big character to do with Superman, so it's just smart to have a Lex Luthor cast already. Like, even if it's just a small role, setting up a future appearance in a future Superman film or any DCU film, I think it's right that Lex Luthor is included. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps out the channel. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. We're uploading daily right now, plus we're going to be live streaming later tonight, so don't miss out on that. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.